Hi, in this video I'll show you how we've completed the test and analysis milestone for Checkbox and iTrust. So for this purpose we have these two Ubuntu VMs. So both are running Ubuntu Trusty, and on this remote on the virtual machine which is on the right side, we'll install Jenkins remotely and set up iTrust and Checkbox in it. And for Checkbox and iTrust, this time what we'll do is that we'll add definitions, so that add build jobs so that test cases are run and coverage is reported. Also, apart from that, we have a fuzzer which will commit randomly, and then it will detect useless test cases. And for Checkbox, we have a static analysis tool which checks certain conditions and fails the build accordingly. So now I'll get started with this Jenkins playbook which I've written. So now, as we can see, the steps are starting to execute, and we'll first install Python, which is required for Ansible, and then we'll install JDK8, which are the dependencies required for Jenkins and iTrust. So after installing Java, you can see that MySQL was installed, which is required for iTrust, and then Jenkins server is getting installed. Then we have restarted Jenkins, and now we are waiting for Jenkins to load. This time what we need to do is that we also need to install the dependencies which are required for iTrust and checkbox right there where Jenkins is present. So last time we had done that in a different VM, but this time we have to do it right where Jenkins is present. So now we are waiting for Jenkins to start again. Okay, so after we had restarted Jenkins, we created two jobs, for one for Checkbox and one for iTrust. Then we created the credentials. Then we installed all the Jenkins plugins which are required. Now we've added two plugins for the code coverage and for the unit test case reports. So after that, what we'll do is that we'll install MySQL, and we'll install Node.js. After we have set up everything, we'll run our fuzzer. So our fuzzer is nothing but a separate YML file or a separate list of Ansible tasks. So these tasks will be run in an iterative manner. So what these tasks contain is that a step to commit. So this will be a random commit which will be done on the iTrust repository. Then after the commit is done, Jenkins build job will be triggered. So now here we are waiting for the Jenkins build job to finish. And inside our Jenkins build, we are also running MVN test, uh, which will run all the test cases. So after the test cases are run, useless test detector will run on the test case reports, and it will maintain a list of useless test cases after every iteration. So these set of Ansible commands will be executed number of times as specified in the playbook. So it will take quite a lot of time to commit all of these changes and run useless test detector every iteration. So we'll just pause for. Okay, so finally our Ansible playbook has finished its execution, and here you can see that the number of commits are from 0 to 100, that is 101 commits, and for all of the commits useless test cases detector was run to generate the list of useless test cases. Now I'll quickly show you the Jenkins web portal and show you the builds which were generated. So these are the builds, and you can see the code coverage report and the test results here. So if you click on any build, you can see the failures. So here you can see 26 failures for this test for this build. And I'll also show you the useless test cases. So after running the fuzzer, we can see the output in the Jenkins web portal. So here we can see the 100 builds which were executed, and also the test result trend and the code coverage for those builds. So if we see one build, we can see the test failures which were generated for this particular build because of these changes which we have done. And now I'll quickly show you the useless test case. So, the useless test cases which were generated. So I'll copy the useless test from the remote VM to the local VM, and so this is the file useless_test.txt, and it has around 500 test cases which we have detected as useless, which have never failed in all of these 100 builds. So this was the analysis part. Okay, and I'll also show you the static analysis which we have done for checkbox. So here you can see that the build which we had executed had failed, and we'll see the reason for its failure. So when I go to the console output, I see that more than one sync calls is true for markdown.js load_j templates method, and so that's the reason the build was marked as failure, because this is one of the criterias for the pass and failure of the build. So this was how we completed static analysis for checkbox and iTrust in this milestone. Thank you.